What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday, September 19th, day number 66 outside the Big Brother house. It is eviction day. Where do the votes lie, and who will leave Janky World and head to the jury house? Let's talk about that, plus all the intel, drama, and more from yesterday's live feeds. But first, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Speaking of streams, we will be live here tonight on the channel for our live eviction watch party. If you haven't come out for one of those yet, it is a lot of fun. So make sure you come on and stop by for tonight's episode. To give you a little recap, though, of if you haven't been keeping up with everything happening on the feeds this week, the house guests are now guests of Janky World, an outdoor amusement park from hell where they must live outside all week. Luckily, that is ending for them soon. Leah won HOH. She nominated Kimo and Rubina as her nominees. Angela won the power of veto, and Leah came in second, winning a janky veto, but she didn't win the chance to actually use it. Angela, however, did use her power of veto to take Kimo down, and Leah nominated T-Core in his place. Now, most of that we saw take place on last night's episode. Not too much to say about it, but on the Janky World stuff, a lot of it was really kind of filler in the episode. And while I think in general these big mid-season twists can lead to like really shaking up the game if done well, it just feels like it really just stifles game talk a lot. And we've seen it now with the past 3 seasons where I really did like the idea of the split house in BB24, where we had Direfest outside and then half the house guests inside. But with all the issues that we had going on with BB24, there were lots of wall yellers trying to yell all kinds of information into them. A lot of the feeds went down for a really long time, and it just wasn't that enjoyable of an experience for us as fans, and really kind of took a little bit of momentum out of the game. And we had a very similar situation with BB25 with the zombie week, completely just deflated the season, putting the whole game at a standstill for an entire week. And while we didn't get that this season, the way they did Janky Week, it feels like the game is still moving, and we have a huge game move that is taking place this week. It did feel like the game talks just weren't as abundant, and they were kind of hard to have happen just with everybody out in the backyard. They weren't really comfortable just kind of splitting off into groups. But that's not to say it's non-existent, because early in the morning, pretty much as I recorded the update yesterday, Cam, Chelsea, and MJ all agreed that T-Core should be leaving this week, with Chelsea kind of just going along and saying, yeah, I'm down to go with wherever the house wants to do this week. Now, there were lots of whispers throughout the day, various different groups and pairings that all had split off in between. T-Core was finally, at the very least, attempting to have some convos to keep herself in this game. The most interesting conversations, though, happened with Chelsea between MJ and Cam. Now, she talked to them individually, but also talked to them as a group, where she started to push back on the idea that T-Core should be leaving this week, saying things that she would be a benefit for them going into the final 5, and that Leah is really becoming someone who has a lot of people in her pocket, especially if Rubina also stays this week. But really, it doesn't seem like she's making much progress. Maybe a little bit with Cam. He seemed to be a little bit more shaky and thinking it over a little bit, especially with some information that he had gotten from T-Core, saying that she never actually threw his name out, but she was talking about physical competitors like MJ. I mean, come on, T-Core. If you say you go after physical competitors, I mean, there's only really 2 people in there that you can say are physical competitors, and that would be MJ and Cam. You can't have one without the other and say you weren't calling them out. Nonetheless, he does seem to be kind of second-guessing this decision a little bit, but it does seem like, for the most part, they are still leaning for T-Core leaving. Rubina, who I'm also glad to see fighting for her spot, told MJ that Kimo had told her, I'm sorry you have to go out like this, which Rubina told MJ that really kind of lit a fire underneath her that she's like, what do you mean that I have to go out this way? Like, I'm not going out yet. Like, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to fight. I'm going to try and get these votes. Angela actually ended up telling Rubina another little interesting little piece of information, saying that T-Core wanted her to use the veto on Rubina, not Kimo, and that she should tell that to Kimo, hopefully to get his vote. Rubina did tell Kimo all about that later as they whispered behind a bouncy horse, but they weren't really hidden from anybody. It was very kind of obvious that they were doing it, which again is kind of what I was talking about, where it's like you could go and have a private conversation, but everybody's going to see that you're having a private conversation because they're all in the backyard. So it just makes it not as easy to have them. Also, it's hard to follow these conversations with the Janky World stuff going on because there were planes flying over every few minutes and they're whispering as low as they can. It's a bad combination. But it does seem like maybe she might have made some headway in there in getting Kimo to possibly vote for her in the eviction. Now, T-Core, Rubina, and Kimo all did eventually chat, and T-Core had told Kimo, like, listen, don't cry about this. Don't beat yourself up. You know, this is, you know, a hard decision, and that, you know, whatever he ends up deciding, that, you know, they're still going to fight and they're all going to be friends no matter what. And it's just part of the game, and it just stinks that he's in that position. But it is what it is. Basically, the way I took it was she gave him the green light to vote her out. But no, it does seem like she is still fighting. As of now, it looks like it could be a 4-1 or even potentially a 5-0 vote for T-Core to leave, but I just can't see them not wanting to give her at least one vote, though I wouldn't be shocked if there was a last-minute flip again and maybe it ends up being a 3-2 to keep T-Core, with Cam and Chelsea deciding to flip and head over to vote for T-Core. If we take a look at our allegiance chart, you can kind of get a little bit of an idea of where kind of all the numbers kind of lie. Leah and Angela right down the middle. You would think it would make the most sense for Chelsea, Cam, and MJ just to get rid of T-Core, breaking up that trio. And I honestly think for a lot of them, it makes a lot of sense. For example, I know a lot of people were saying how much T-Core and Chelsea are together, and she tried to kind of push back on that a little bit, saying that they weren't as close as people kind of were painting the picture of. But if you're Cam and MJ, you want to break that up. So you want to vote out T-Core. Now, also, in a weird way, if you're Chelsea, I think getting rid of T-Core, although T-Core probably would not put you up, she probably wouldn't vote you out either, you can then pull Rubina and Kimo over. Because a lot of people are just assuming that Kimo and Rubina will just be a tight duo, which of course they will be together, but they're going to be kind of lost without T-Core. But let me ask you this. How many one-on-one conversations have you guys ever heard me talk about Kimo and Rubina having one-on-one? I'll wait. It doesn't happen often. They're only really connected through T-Core. Like, they're a trio because of T-Core. Without T-Core, they're really just kind of there and part of the house with everybody else. They're not as bonded as Rubina is to T-Core, or even T-Core is to Kimo. So if you take her out, they're kind of free agents now in the wind that could be pulled on over. I think Rubina could even be latched onto Chelsea even more after T-Core is gone. So I think that is also just another plus and a pro to getting rid of her over Rubina this week. But it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out tonight. I think if I had to put my money on it, T-Core is going to be leaving. Now, also with the allegiance map, I think I do need to readjust a little bit. Chelsea is definitely taking a dip as far as her social credit is going in the house. I think a lot of people are starting to notice that, you know, after T-Core, Chelsea is also probably the one who has the best shot to win this entire season. So more and more people are starting to notice that as well. I don't know if anybody's necessarily taking that shot right away. I think they're still going to be going after people like Leah, Angela, or even Kimo and Rubina. I think are all big targets still. I think you could even say if, let's say, Rubina or Kimo would won, they would go after someone like a Leah, an Angela, or even a Cam. before they would start going after Chelsea. So I think she's still in a really good position, but her standing has definitely taken a little bit of a hit, and she's not heads and shoulders above everybody else at this point. I think she's come down a little bit in there. I think even Angela's stock has risen as well. I don't think she's as far down as she really should be in there. And it's definitely going to be a big shift once one of the trio is gone. It's going to kind of really change up the dynamics as we move into this end game here. And I'm excited to see how this all plays out. But what do you guys think in the comments down below? Who do you think will be leaving tonight? Will it be T-Core? Will it be Rubina? Also, who do you want to see leave tonight? Will it be T-Core or will it be Rubina? Also, who do you want to see win HOH next week? Because this is going to be a big one that can determine a lot on how the rest of the game will go moving forward. Let me know in those comments down below. Thank you guys all again so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you as we are on our way to 15K. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Like I said, we will be live tonight for our live eviction watch party. So if you haven't come out to one of those before, come on out tonight. It's a lot of fun. We'll also be live tomorrow morning for our live feed update. You get the same update you get every single morning, but afterwards we jump into the chat. We hang out with you guys, and it's a lot of fun. We'll be talking about what happened on the episode tonight. We'll be talking about who won HOH, what the targets are, but we'll also be talking about other things. We'll probably chat a little bit about Survivor. The new episode of that premiered last night. We also will talk about the Challenge 40 and a lot of other really interesting things that are going down in the reality world right now. So thank you guys all again so much for watching, and I will see you tonight.
You gotta hold on when you gotta dream. When you gotta will, there's a way. You do anything to see when you gotta hope. When you gotta dream.